Friday afternoon. Thank you so much for choosing to get your headlines from Fox 5 News at noon. I'm Alex Whitler. We begin with a developing story out of Gwinnett County. Police have now charged a woman in connection with her own mother's stabbing death. Yesterday, officers found the victim dead in a home. Fox 5's Deidre Dukes has the latest on this investigation. She's live right near the crime scene. Deidre, this is something people are going to be shocked by. What have you learned?
Alex, I talked to the victims' family and neighbors this morning, and they are simply devastated. 62-year-old Janice Morris has lived in this community for several years. She was a mother and grandmother. We're told a mother of 5. Police were called to the residence at around 4:30 Thursday afternoon and discovered Morris had been stabbed to death. Gwinnett police have charged her 33-year-old daughter, Brittany Morris, with felony murder, aggravated assault, and possession of a knife during the commission of a felony. Now, Brittany Morris lives at the residence and was immediately identified as a person of interest. Police announced an arrest in the case just this morning. Family members and neighbors we spoke with spoke lovingly of Janet Morris, who had recently been diagnosed with cancer.
She loved her family, and she always gave big activity over the whole family, with the kids and everything. And she's going to be really missed in the neighborhood. My condolences and heartfelt concern to the family.
Now, police have not, as of yet, released a possible motive in this case, but Brittany Morris's family members say that she has mental issues and has been unwell for several years now. That's the latest here in Stone Mountain. Deidre Dukes, Fox 5 News.
Wow, every detail in that story was heartbreaking. Deidre, thank you for that. Another deadly stabbing under investigation, this one in Cobb County at the same hotel where earlier this week a 9-month-old child was shot to death. It happened at the Budget Inn on Circle 75 Parkway. Officers arrived just after midnight to find a woman who'd been stabbed several times. She's since been identified as 49-year-old Amatrian Hawkins. We've learned she died from her injuries. A second woman at the scene, 19-year-old Janiyah Jenkins, also suffered stab wounds. Cobb police have booked 46-year-old Frank Moore on several charges, including felony murder. A deadly shooting is under investigation right now in southeast Atlanta. Police say they responded to a call about a person shot at a home on Lakewood Avenue Southeast. This all unfolded around 5 a.m. Officers were told the victim had been taken to the hospital with gunshot wounds. The man later died. Investigators are now working to determine what led up to that shooting. We'll keep you posted. A scary scene this morning in Roswell. That's where a school bus crashed, and Roswell police posted these photos to their Facebook page to get the word out about it. This was the scene on Atlanta Street, or Highway 9, between Riverside Road and Chattahoochee Circle. The crash brought down a power pole and forced all lanes to be closed. You can imagine that was a headache during the rush hour, right? Well, things are back open now, but there is some good news. No children were on board, and no one was hurt. A much different scene played out overnight in Chattahoochee Hills, where one person was killed in a fiery crash. It happened at South Fulton Parkway and Rico Road. Fire officials tell us it was a head-on collision. One car burst into flames, the other rolled over, trapping the driver. Rescue crews were able to get that person out and get the medical attention, but someone in the other vehicle died. Deliberation continues in the trial surrounding Secoriea Turner's murder. A verdict could come any minute now. Fox 5's Kevin Stewart has been covering the trial since it began. He is live at the courthouse. So, Kevin, what can we expect today?
Well, let me give you an update on how things are going right now. Just after 10 o'clock this morning, the jury came back with 2 questions. They wanted to get the definition of aggravated assault and malicious intent, and then it had a request. It wanted to take a look at videos, every video from every angle, and specifically asked to see video of Julian Conley armed at the scene. Remember, there is no dispute that Conley was at the scene the night Secoriea Turner was killed. The question is, was he the killer? The defense says Conley was wearing red, but the survivors of the attack on the SUV Secoriea was riding in said the shooter wore black. Plus, an eyewitness testified the shooter wore black. Conley faces 20 counts, including malicious and felony murder charges. He also faces gun and gang charges. So we will continue to stand by for any new developments and have an update when something breaks. Going live from downtown Atlanta, Kevin Stewart, Fox 5 News.
Okay, people will want to see the outcome. Thank you, Kevin. Let's focus now on today's weather as we take a live look at downtown Atlanta. Things don't look too shabby right about now. We did get the rain that so many of you have been hoping for, but now let's see how the weather will shape up for the rest of the day and the weekend. Let's check in now with Fox 5 Storm Team meteorologist Jonathan Stacy.
It's a little iffy to start the weekend,
Okay.
but the weekend will become brighter by the hour. But first, we have to deal with some clouds and some rain, but there is also some sunshine. So let's go ahead and get straight to Fox 5 Live Viper Radar. And you can see a cold front is resting just to the south and the east of the Atlanta metro area. And there are some showers and storms out ahead of the front, but it really likes to play off of the daytime heating. So it's the afternoon and evening hours that will give way to another round of showers and storms. The fair share of that activity is going to be once again to the south and to the east of I-85 as high pressure starts to move in, and it will first be introduced to our communities that are up in the northwest Georgia mountains. Here in town and outside of town, conditions are dry. Still a fair deck of clouds out there. Temperatures are kind of stammering in the 70s for the most part. You've managed to make it to 81 degrees in Gainesville, but elsewhere we're just kind of languishing there. And we hope to make it to a high today, maybe 81 or 82. Once again, not a fast growth in temperatures at all. A slow growth as winds come in out of the southwest that is still supporting an ample supply of moisture with the dew points around 68 degrees. You can still feel the stickiness in the air. At least the heat is not oppressive. In fact, you can't even call this heat with the temperature of 81 degrees at the 3 o'clock hour. Your rain chances are going up to about 40% today. I'm not going to take them any higher than that. Bear with me. If you can get through the next 24-hour period, we can put the rain to rest. That front moves further to the south, and still on the western side of the front, there's some action flaring up, and that's what we may have to deal with even tomorrow afternoon as tailgaters are getting ready to see the dogs take on the Crimson Tide. But while our attention is looking at that out east, we should be watching closely what is developing in the Atlantic. It's a bit too close for comfort. We'll talk about action in the tropics that could become our problem by next week. That's in my complete Fox 5 Storm Team forecast.
And we'll check back soon. Jonathan, thank you. Well, several Apalachee High School shooting victims' families could file lawsuits against law enforcement, school officials, and government authorities. A legal representative for Christian Angulo's family has filed paperwork regarding the intent to sue, and they are speaking out. Fox 5's Brittany Edney has more on where things go from here.
Right now, it's likely that families are waiting to hear back on their notices, and if the parties can't come to an agreement, then it could head to court. An attorney for the family of Christian Angulo says officials failed to act in time after they received numerous warning signs that a student was planning a shooting at Apalachee High School. Adding that inaction led to 14-year-old Colt Gray shooting and killing 2 students, 2 teachers, and injuring 9 others. Attorney Andy Rogers claims multiple parties ignored warning signs.
School shootings that happen all over the country, and they generally occur because of multiple failures, and it appears that that is the case here.
Angulo's family sent this notice on September 3rd. They plan to file lawsuits against Jackson County and its sheriff's office, Barrow County and its sheriff's office, the Barrow County Board of Education, and its school district.
There were multiple opportunities and multiple failures to keep Colt Gray from getting access to the school, much less to the gun.
Barrow County, its sheriff's office, and also the school district would not comment on camera, but the district did send us a statement saying it is committed to student and staff safety. We also reached out to Jackson County and their sheriff's office, but they did not get back to us. Brittany Edney, Fox 5 News.